Hey everybody, it's Lynn from Lynn's Crafts. Coming by today because I've got a real quick tutorial on some faux batiking. This one is not finished yet. Okay, batiking is a wax resist on fabric. So this is faux batiking because I'm not using a wax resist and this is not fabric. But I've got a block of Primo here, Primo Sculpey in black, and I'm going... Okay, I've got some black rolled out on my thickest setting from my pasta machine. Sorry. And I've got a set of Stampin' Up! Stamps, and it's the fall leaves, I believe is what it's called. I don't know. Nope, I don't know. Okay, so what I've got is a couple of stamps. And I don't know why I don't have a smaller stamp. So we're just going to stick with the acorn stamp. Okay, and I've got my Versamark, and you're probably wondering why on earth I'm going to use Versamark, but I just am. So I'm going to stamp this sheet all over. Okay, you can pretty much see that. And then I'm going to take, you can take paint, you can take ink of gold, Pearl X powders, anything like that. So I've got Pearl X powders here. Pearl X powders. You can see I do. I've got ink of gold here in the green yellow. I'm just going to swipe very lightly. You want enough to get some color on there, but you want to go light enough to maintain the stamp. And I'm sorry, I'm working crossways. Whoa! Don't do it, man. It's a trick. Okay, and then let's see how well this will work. It's very dry, and my nail nails are too long. So, ew. Get it up under my fingernails. Alright. You've got the idea. Okay. Then we're going to decide whether we want to shape, whether we want to, what shape do we want to cut? I'm so sorry I'm being so quiet. Okay. Something like that. Now we're going to bake this before we go any further. There we go, that's a little better. Okay. And we don't have a lot of green in there. So let me see if I can... Okay. I'm going to poke a hole in this case too. Maybe. I can't decide. Alright, while I'm thinking about that, we're going to take these pieces and we're going to roll them into a bead. So there we are, just rolled in my hand. In my hand. And I'm sorry, the Inca Gold does make a mess. It's not really a mess because it's just dry, but Okay, so now we've got 2 beads and 2 beads. Okay, plus this. So I guess I've decided to put 2 holes. No, I haven't. I've decided to make a bail for it, so hold on. Okay, I've got a piece that I've rolled out with the stamp texture on it. Turn that over. Make sure I've got enough. Yep. Okay. Blade. And this is just crud from my fingers. Ink of gold that was stuck on there. And I'm sorry, I did not show the making the bail again. I've shown it many times, but always worth repeating. Alright. Okay. There we are. Okay. So here this piece is baked. And this is basically our faux batiking. But we're going to add some extra detail. So I've got my Versamark. And this big old gigantic leaf. Alright. Now we could either make a single stamping, or we could do a couple of halves. Okay, now for some color. I was immediately tempted to grab the copper, but instead I'm going to grab this Ancient Gold series, the Tarnished Gold. I may regret it, but Don't put the lid back on, Lyn. Hey, don't tip the camera. Well, turning it over again isn't gonna help. Alright. Always remember to heat your heat gun up off to the side before you put it over your clay. Can you see the barely bit of leaf design there? And of course, you know, I'm tempted to do something else, but as we put our layers of magic gloss on, you can see how much the background and, foreground is visible, just depending on how you hold it. So it's a really pretty technique. And I guess we could stamp a couple more acorns on there. I just don't know what to do. Okay, I've got this text stamp that's Oriental Trading Company, and it's called Love Letters. So what I've done is I've only done part of it. And let's get the black, the Judikins black, I'm sorry, rustic weathered iron. And this is one of those distress type embossing powders. Wow. And you just keep playing with it until you get what you're looking for. I should have listened to myself when I told myself to leave it alone. Because now it looks like a hot mess. Okay! I'm so sorry that I did not show putting the magic gloss on. To be honest, I wasn't sure whether I was going to even finish the video because of the hot mess that the piece turned into. But as I said, once you put the gloss on, the resin on, it can change the whole look of the piece. So it really turned out sweet. And I'll just show you some of the other ones that I've done. This one was done with stamping directly on the clay again, and then alcohol inking. And the alcohol ink, I just let tiny drops barely drip where they would land, not in the stamping but close to the stamping, so that it would bleed into there. And then I dampened my sponge with alcohol blending solution and pounced over the whole thing, if that makes sense, to lighten it in the raised areas so that the dark would still stay in the stamping. Lordy. And then I embossed with some copper embossing powder, and then did the clock hand with the black. And it's on glitter clay. So This one was just the glitter clay that I started to put some alcohol inks on, and they muddied a little bit, and so I didn't care for it. So I mushed them up, and then I liked it. So I just stamped a heart in some black, and I did it in several places and then cut the circle out, so that's why you could see other places that it's got the stamp on there. Whoa. But as you can see, it's the glitter clay also. And the next one was this one. Really like this one. I did it with acrylic paint on the background. Let's see. First I stamped with the fleur-de-lis stamp, if you can even see the fleur-de-lis stamp in the background. And then I went over with the acrylic paint in the three colors, the blue, the green, and the purple. Which I'm not sure you can see much of the purple. Then I did the text stamp, which was that love note script stamp. Then I did the Eiffel Tower, and then I did the crown and put the 3 stones on there. But this time when I put the magic gloss on, the UV resin, I didn't continue to... What happens when you use the UV resin, it shrinks back just a little bit because you're trying not to overfill and have it run over the edge. So it shrinks just a little bit. So what you'll have to do is go and put another coat on to fill the shape up, like this one. But this one, I liked the look of it. It kind of has a weird treasure map kind of feel, or, you know, something like that, an old parchment or something. I don't know why I think that. So, with some matching beads. Then I did this one. Just showed a while ago. And then this one. This one is going to have the look that I was talking about without going all the way to the edge. And because I'm almost out of magic gloss, I'm not sure whether I'll have enough to recoat this one more time or not. So I'm not sure on that one. And then back to this one. So that's it for my faux batiking. I'm not sure this is what you were after, because, sorry about that. Anyway, I don't know if this is what you were looking for in a batik tutorial, but I really don't want to infringe on somebody else's tutorial, so this was just what I came up with. And if this does copy somebody else's, man, I'm sorry. I love this one. And this one. Alright. That's it for today. I've got a lot more stuff coming up. I've promised a tutorial on the pendant with the rose, the red and white pendant with the rose. So I'll be doing that coming up shortly. And then I've also had a request to do an altered bottle. So stay tuned. That's all I've got for today, so I shall holler at y'all later. Bye now.